Welcome back everyone on our channel IUCT. So we are right now discussing the aspect of college application. We've brought you first two episodes on college freshmen, their thoughts, their insight on that, and they have been through that grind. And for last few episodes, we are focusing on who are a senior and getting prepared, ready for the college application and the grind, of course. So for that, we have Alekhya, who's a senior and is all preparing up and will give a lot of guidance, input, suggestions. So we have truckloads of questions lined up for her. So before we get going and before we start throwing all the questions to her, we first will get a quick introduction on Alekhya. So yeah, tell us something about yourself, Alekhya, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I'm currently a senior in high school. I'm going through the college application process. The two biggest things about me is that I'm a STEM student, so I'm very involved in science. Biology is my favorite subject, and also volunteering and community service. Those are the two biggest aspects of myself.
Wow, brilliant. So we have Alekhya, who's going to be we will take tiny steps. We'll not overload you with all the information in the first go. So first, the thing that we want to touch point, Alekhya, now that you're going to be it's a huge leap for you for the college application. First, let's understand from you, what is it that you're going through? Are you very prepared? Are you nervous? Or you're thinking that, oh, it's okay, it's part of life, I have to do it, there's nothing that I can put on the shelf? So yeah, tell us something about that.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of the college application process by myself. I don't get a lot of guidance from other family members that I know. So it's definitely been interesting to try and figure all of that out on your first try, right? You have this completely new experience that you're going through. There's definitely a lot of pressure, but I think that I'm really enjoying the process overall. It's not something that you should take too much stress on. Just see it as a way to express yourself, write whatever you want, and then you can always refine it afterwards.
Wow, that's a brilliant thing. And I learned just with first question with Alekhya, I learned that nervousness will not take you anywhere. So when you know that something is coming up and I have to do it, it's better to kind of enjoy it and then kind of go ahead with it, because nervousness is not going to help you, is not going to lead you anywhere. So better enjoy the journey. So now getting started with all the heavy duty questions, Alekhya, on you. First, let's start on the AP subjects. What's your take on that? What has been your lineup? What would be your guidance with everybody, to all the viewers, high schoolers, seniors, what should be the lineup? Like, we are so confused, we are so lost on that subject, because when anybody hears AP subject, they're like, oh, we have to have so many APs. So what was your journey and your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I definitely knew that I wanted to do biology or major in biology, take that science path early on before I got to high school. So I made a plan to at some point take AP biology, take AP chemistry and physics. I would definitely recommend, those are the classes that always have prerequisites. So make sure you plan to take those prerequisites in your freshman year, in your sophomore year, so you can take the more advanced AP classes later on. That's something that definitely requires a lot of planning for you to do. The second thing is that you should push yourself in the subjects that you're good at. So definitely play to your strengths. There's no one formula for what AP subjects you should take and what AP that you should avoid. But for me, I'm not that strong in history, so I haven't taken as many AP history classes, whereas I've taken almost all of the AP science and all the AP math classes in my 4 years of high school. There's no perfect number, there's no golden number of APs that you have to take, but just remember that the scores that you get in those AP exams are going to be very important. So take ones that you can balance with your schedule, take the ones that you're strong at, so that you can balance your high school year while still earning good scores.
Yeah, that's pretty much a very, very good insight, Alekhya, because you primarily had a path, or you've decided your path, you want to go to the STEM path, so you knew what are the AP subjects. But at times people are like, students have not decided, they're very undecided, they're very confused where they really want to land. So even if you're in that state, take something which is of your interest, which will not allow your GPA to slide down the road. Because what we have learned from our conversation, and also from all the experiences from the student, is that GPA, that is very important. You cannot lose the reins of it. So going on those lines, Alekhya, what is your take and thoughts on GPA? What do you think? Like, it should be a steady one, it should be, how should that look to your college application reviewer? So yeah, throw some light on that.
Yeah, so always try your best to get the highest grades that you possibly can in the classes that you're taking. So it's very important when you take AP classes, make sure that you don't overload yourself. It looks better to maybe not take as many AP classes but have good grades in the classes that you're taking than doing too many and not having the best grades that you possibly could have. So that's something that I would definitely recommend, is keeping your GPA high up. The second thing is that if something happens, if you stumble, then you always have more years to show growth. You can always use these experiences as a way to show that you're persistent and you want to keep trying, even if something or an obstacle has impeded you from doing your best beforehand.
Wow. So yeah, that is like, I guess the golden mantra that, take things, but then if you are feeling that your GPA is going to go down by somewhere, don't, take that route, because at the end of the day, you need to keep a steady and a confident GPA, because if your GPA is stumbling, then that is not good for your high school year. So you have to keep and also you have to show a steady growth on your GPA as well, so that every college knows that you are a person who've kept on challenging and you have a steady growth on your GPA. So yeah, that was a good take on the AP subject. So there was one question that struck me, Alekhya, and I apologize that start of the conversation I did not throw that to you. So how was your high school? Like, you were just out of COVID year. So take us through that, and then of course I have many coming to you. So tell us something about that.
Yeah, so my freshman year, my 9th grade year, was the first year that we all went completely back in person. So my 8th grade year was the one that was completely virtual. It was definitely new going into high school, experiencing all of these things for the very first time. In middle school, I was very much in my comfort zone. I didn't do too many clubs. I was very academically focused. But in high school, that's something that I wanted to change, especially after COVID. I started feeling like academics, of course, were something that were very important to me, but I really wanted to be more social and meet new people. So when I got to my freshman year and we were suddenly in person, I wanted to join all of these new clubs, knowing that I wanted to do biology. So I joined Science Olympiad, I joined Red Cross, I joined HOSA. Those are the ones that really shaped my very first experiences as a 9th grader.
Wow, lovely. So I can completely relate to you that, once in the, we all were in the COVID year, and we were like so much pushed into the digital world. So there is nothing that we could see the sunlight. So it's just that, indoors and exploring and exploding everything indoors. So once we did hit after the COVID, we just wanted to kind of meet, interact, and have a more life under the sun than inside the room. So that was a good thing, Alekhya. And now I got a clue for my next question, that you said that your clubs. So what was your club lineup? What is your take on being associated with different clubs for the high schoolers?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that you put yourself into as many clubs as you possibly can. Get a feel of what you like and what you don't like. There are some things that you think you might not like and you end up liking them for a long period of time. Also vice versa. There are some things that you go into, you don't like the environment, you might not like the competition aspect of it. Those are all things that I never knew about myself beforehand. I always was very scared of any competitive events when I was in middle school, but Science Olympiad is where you compete in a team. HOSA, you compete individually, and I really learned to love those things. So definitely put yourself into situations that you might initially be uncomfortable with early on, so that you can learn more from them as you go throughout high school. The second thing I would say is that you should try and take leadership positions in the clubs that you are really passionate about. It's something that shows growth. It's something that shows initiative. It's a way for you to kind of give back to the clubs that you've learned from.
Wow, lovely. So I'm sure just being in your comfort zone and not doing anything is of course not advisable. Some things which might not be of much interest to you, still go for it. And in case you're stumbling or something, you're like midway you said it's not your cup of tea, it doesn't really hurt to keep that cup of tea on the table. So we have a lot more. We have so much to learn and get guidance from Alekhya. So go for a quick water break and come back, and we have the story all ready for you.